Today we're going to be focusing on the Omsi Chicago Downtown DLC. So, a few things. This guide is going to be kind of all over the place. Not an expert at this, so don't expect this to be the final knowledge. This is just to get your foot into the door for Chicago Downtown, and we're going to go over a lot, but we're not going to go into it in detail. I'm going to quickly touch on making sure your steering wheel's set up right for the Chicago Downtown thing. We're going to quickly go through settings and control the performance for Chicago Downtown, since the DLC has an issue with its performance. I'm also going to briefly mention the 4GB patch and do a verbal walkthrough at the very end of doing the settings. Pay attention to the chapters below and skip to the sections you need. I will be doing gameplay footage at the very end, about halfway through the video. Just skip to it if you need to watch the route. Today we're doing the 124 Navy Pier Route. So sit back, watch what you need to watch. I hope you enjoy. Leave any comments and questions you have in the comments. And then I guess I'll see you down there. We're going to go ahead and start by tackling our options. So let's go ahead and head over there. I'll see you there. We're going to start by clicking on our game controller. If you're planning on using a steering wheel, this is going to be for you. If you're keyboard only, you can skip past this section. But as we wait for this to load, which I don't recommend click anything, we're going to click on our steering wheel device over here on the left, and we're going to basically move to the right. Mine's already moved, so I'm not going to do that. If you click it, you should be able to test all your controls and change what you need to. Right here, you can see what's moving, you can see what's going on, and you just gotta, press your clutch, make sure it's on clutch, and you'll be good. If your clutch is also stuck at 50%, that's kind of sucky. I don't know how to fix it, but for the Chicago Downtown buses, it doesn't matter. But just make sure all your movement, everything's good. Check it on linear. If you need to change that, do it. And it's as simple as that. The buttons up here is where most usually have their questions. So if we see here, we have all the buttons from my steering wheel that I have selected. If I slide my 6th gear down like that, I can see, the button has been pressed and I can see which button it is. And I want that to be my door release, kind of like a school bus, slide right, bam. There's a bunch of other keybinds here that you can choose and click through. This is probably its own guide, so I'm going to quickly skim through this, but there's certain things here that you're looking for. You want the parking brake on and off instead of just parking brake set if you're using one button for it. And then there's a whole bunch of other useful buttons in here, like, let me see. So if you click on a button that's not binded, you have this KY. You don't only have to scroll down, you can scroll up. And up it right here is where all the common keybinds are. Another one I recommend is this scroll perspective keybind. I currently don't have mine set up correct, so the reset perspective is what I use. And then that's that. So we're going to start on our general settings. This is going to get you rolling for getting an Omsi. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to make sure we're on English. And then I recommend load options, Chicago recommended. Absolutely important. When you click it, though, it might change your English language back, and it's going to change a whole bunch of settings, but I highly recommend it if you want to get good performance out of Chicago, because it sets you right in the right place. So again, Chicago recommended. So after you change your English back, we're going to change ticket sailing to advanced. Just trust me, it's not actually that advanced like the other buses, but you're going to do that. All the other settings is pretty personal, up to you. I do leave automatic clutch on because that's just me. The Chicago buses are automatic though, so it really doesn't matter. But everything else should really just be up to you. If you're keyboard, you might want this, but it's up to you. Moving on, we're going to go to the next tab. I would turn on the visible driver and bus because the Chicago recommended changes it back, but just go through the settings, make sure you have what you want to have. Most of these are self-explanatory. I do highly recommend to load the entire map at start. Just saves all the stutterings. Next tab. I would keep your target frame rate at 60 or around that area, because if you go any higher, you're going to be bouncing back and forth if your PC is really strong, or you'll just never reach your target frame rate, which is just, I don't know, it's just not good. All the other things in here, the Chicago recommended gets pretty good. You can change it to either match mine. I think most of mine are still on Chicago recommended, but I recommend this distance. All this is fine. The stencil buffer effects look really nice. You'll see in the gameplay footage, it makes all the rain reflective and stuff. I put this on that and this on there. Easy. Next tab, not really much here to note other than a few things. One, changing this max memory for the textures. I just put it at some absurd number because I have a lot of memory. Just raise it. Other thing is this texture size. Anything bigger than 256 seems to break stuff. You can probably get away with 512, but anything higher than 512 is just gonna break it. I also highly recommend the 4GB patch. It's really easy to get, really easy to install. You just do it. It's that simple. Here in a minute, I'll actually tell you what you're doing on the gameplay drive footage. Sound, easy, set it how you want. I recommend the reverb and sound effects. The AI traffic, I'd highly recommend the way I have it set up, mainly because if you have too many road traffics, Chicago will get gridlocked, like in a bad way. The buses will make you late if you have too many, so I just keep it right here. All the other things, I mean, make sense. The schedule priority 4 just means, you're gonna have the buses and trains, everything, just everything. Parked cars makes sense. Pedestrian count makes sense, but I recommend turning this one to 200% just so you have a full bus. You can turn it a little bit lower, but I really like having a massively packed bus. Just makes sense. Other than that, that should be it. We're gonna go ahead and X off that. So again, as I mentioned earlier, we're gonna load map without buses. Now we're gonna change the date and time. You should be able to do present time, but I'm just gonna do the past just because it makes sense with the buses. And then I'll set it on January 1st. And easy. And bam, we're good. Do the morning. And when it sets that, we'll just start, and I'll see you when we get in the game. Actually, one quick thing before we get in the game, and by the way, we're going to choose Kezi Garage. I completely forgot to mention the 4GB patch. Actually, instead of doing it in the gameplay footage, I'll actually just do it right now. I'll put in the link, a 4GB patch file link. You go to it, you download it, and there's a lot of tools there to help you, but you're going to go to your local files in your omsi.exe, and you're going to apply that patch. The patch will be an installer. Trust me, it's very simple. You just go to the website, download a thing, unpack it, do blah, blah, blah. You got it. Trust me, it's really simple. If you do need help with it, just leave a comment. I'll help you out. There's also stuff on the website, I'm pretty sure, that tells you how to do it, but come on, you got it. Anyways, I'll see you in the game. So, now that we're in the game, we should be at Kezi Garage if that's what you chose, which is good. We're going to use this little, so, I'm not going to go really in depth here, but we're going to use this little thing in the bottom right, or a little helper. The first step is to make sure that our device, like our steering wheel, is actually working. So you see here, it's all lit up. If your steering wheel is not working, this is why. You need to come in here and click whatever you're doing. If you want mouse controls, keyboard controls, etc. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our bus. We're going to go ahead and spun our bus and get it out of the way. So we're going to click this first icon, or Chicago City Bus, and we're going to click 40 foot because that's what I like driving. You can do the bigger ones, but I don't like. But Again, it's up to you. So we're going to want to choose something that allows a depot. You can see here the blank ones do not allow depot in the 40-foot version. I'm not sure why it doesn't, but I just trust that it's like that for some reason, and I choose a different thing. So, bags or sandwich or TV or entertainment or anything, I'm going to choose sandwich. And I like the number 1800. And then we're Depot Chicago, Kessie. And then we're going to choose Kessie Garage because that's where I want to start. Uber duber realism. And bam, we're in the bus. First thing I'm going to do is options. You see this maintenance condition? If you have it on infinite, you'll not experience any problems with this bus. If you have it on normal, you may experience a problem or two. Just simulates breakdown and wear and tear and all that. Anyways, if you hit this repair button, though, it basically brings it right back to best, if not infinite. If we click this question mark button, we can now see our route and where we need to go. Just make sure you have that on. And then I like freezing wetness, so I'm going to do wetness. But for the tutorial, if you're first on plane, you probably want to do something like summer or rainy or something not as bad as freezing wetness. If we hit F1, we'll hop into our driver's seat. Here's where some people may need help, and others are probably going to need to skip right past this. But we'll start by leaving the game, and I want to show you a few things. So if we go in our library and we browse local files and we click on it, and we go to our files, a little jump cut because I couldn't find it and it took me a minute. Omsi 2, add-ons, Chicago downtown. There's the 124 and the 130 routes. Quickly fly through these files, and there's also a map. I'll quickly fly through these files, 124, 130. If you open the files, you'll be able to see the list of bus stops, and you'll see the actual schedule and the times that all the buses are scheduled, and on what days, because it does have a fictional Monday through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday schedule. And then, of course, a map. So, real quickly, I'll pull up the map, and I'll show you it. So, here's the map. You can see we start all the way on the left at this Kessie depot. At the very beginning, we'll head out this way, down here onto Congress, getting onto the interstate, and then it's a straight sail all the way to the city. Today, since we're going to Navy Pier, we'll just head straight all the way through, past this intersection. However, if you're not starting there and you're starting at Clinton Quincy, you'll go up there as the Union Station Terminus Starbuck. It's up there. It's also 130s for Clinton Quincy. But we're trying to make it up to here at Navy Pier, and then the other one's down here. So if you're doing mine, we'll be going on this blue route. There's also a whole bunch of landmarks all over this map that you can see and use while you drive. Moving on to the schedules and bus stop information that I also was talking about earlier. You can see here, if I pull this up, we have our Saturday, Monday through Friday, and the Sunday holiday routes, and all the times relating to it that you can use. And then you also have bus stop information. I won't be getting into it today, but I just want to throw this information at you. Now that we're back into the bus, it's actually time to start getting to the meat and potatoes. So opening this up, going to our timetable, we're doing the 124 route today. Right now so if you want more tours available, you're going to have to skip time. You can see here it gives me all the information. Today we're doing the morning routes, so I'm only going to be able to see the 8, 9 o'clock, all the routes in the morning. If there's nothing here, you need to go to the clock in the bottom right and skip time. Today I want to start at Navy Pier, so I'm going to choose this one. So it says here, if I can decide which tour I want. I'm wanting to start at Navy Pier, and then this one, of course, says start at Navy Pier 9 o'clock, and that's what I want. So I hit OK. Bam, it's in the bus. I'm set. I'm golden. It's actually not. So all this did was tell the game what tour we want to do. But now we got to program the bus, start the bus, all the stuff. This is why I love Omsi. So to start the bus, we're gonna go to our left panel over here. Now, this left panel is Very underwhelming, but right here on the right we got this big knob. This is our lights and battery selection kind of thing. So right now it's on stop engine, which there's a button you can press to get a better view, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to be running in inclement weather, so we're going to want on night run. There's day run, stop engine, day run, night park. Easy, right? Easy. So we're going to put on night run. All our electricity comes on. Bang, bam, boom. As soon as all the lights and buzzing stops, we can now take a breather. The bus is not exploded. We're okay. And then push. I can't believe it, but it's a push to start. So we push and start. Bam! Bing. Man, we're experts. Sweet. Currently, let's go over the controls. So there's a logon system that we got to do. To unlock the bus, which you can do all the controls, but the bus is not going to drive till we do this. The logon information is this little yellow sheet down here by the steering wheel. You can see here it says 1805 for driver pin, and the pin's 9691. And this information you can change in the files, but I'm not going to do it today. So 1805 9691. Easy, bam, logged in, sweet. The other information that we got to plug in is going to be this route number that we chose just a minute ago. So I chose key K401. So I'm going to come up here, run K401. Easy. And it gives me the timetable for the entire day. The thing with this timetable is a little complex to read. This isn't the stops you're going to. This is the route for the entire bus on 401 for the entire day. So, or run 401 for the entire day, not route. This is route 124, run 401, and then it's its own line and own destinations. It's a lot, but you can see here, it's at 8:10 we got to be at Kedzie, 8:29 we'll be at Navy Pier, 8:30 Navy Pier, 8:53 Clinton. It is what it is. I wouldn't use this. This is pretty advanced. So moving on. So the better thing to use would be the actual IBIS electronic device. You can see here it says we're scheduled early, 52 minutes on run 401, the Union Station run, right? Route 124, but we're going to Navy Pier. That's what that means. Early 52, 401, Navy Pier. It's very easy. Route 124. The temperature is also listed right here. So it's 62 degrees internal, 21 degrees external. So what we'd want to do is we want to come down here to our climate control, turn on the heat. This is the driver heat from my understanding. For the sake of the video, I'm actually going to turn off the climate control, but over here is the actual climate control in the rear. So heat, low vent fans, very, very simple controls. And you can actually hear it running. So if I remember what my keybinds are, which is F2 to get into the back, then bam, I could hear it. So going on these controls, you have preheat, which it's up to you to use. Idle speed, it's very simple. I really like using it, but for simplicity, I'll just leave it off today. Keep interior lights on normal. You can also click it again and bring it on. I'm going to keep my driver lights on, and then I have hazard binded to my steering wheel. And then for other buttons, you have the door control system. If you go back one, it unlocks the rear door. So if you see that green light back there, it's unlocked. If you go all the way back, it'll open all doors. If you go to the middle, it shuts all doors. If you go forward one, it'll open just the front door. And if you go all the way in either direction, it'll open all the doors. And you see there that green light. It's right there. A few other missed things and controls for the bus. Parking brake is right down here on the left by your feet, as along with the high beams on the floor. The indicators are also on the floor, which I have binding to my steering wheel. When you try to drive, there's a parking brake and station brake. So you release your parking brake, and then turn it off. And if I drive forward, the station brake will come off, which is that right there. So if I drive forward and I brake, it immediately comes on. And then if I drive forward, it immediately goes off. So it's like a secondary parking brake. So if I demonstrate, I push the gas, station brake's off, but my parking brake's on. But if I release the parking brake, I drive forward. If I push the brake, then bam, station brake comes on. And I push the gas, and I'm good. So you have a little bit of station brake. Also, the game quick saves every time that station brake comes on. So if you come to a stop, the game automatically saves. So if I'm driving and I let go, you see that yellow light popped up on my dash. That's the retarder. There's 2 levels to the retarder. There's the first one where if I let off the gas, the retarder comes on. If I push the brakes, then it does a level 2 retarder, and it's a little more aggressive. If you're wanting the coast, you just need to push the gas down a little, and so the retarder doesn't come on. So let's go ahead and do the route. I don't believe there's any other information I've glossed over or missed. I think I've covered it all, but if I missed something or you don't understand something, drop a comment, and I'll try to explain it if you need help understanding it. Right now we're just gonna follow the arrows, and we'll do a little quick time skip to the station. What do you call it? Time lapse. That's the word. We're gonna do a little time lapse to the station, and the way that I'm driving is not exactly the way I should be driving. It's very I'm in a rush. I'll say that. Anyways, I'll see you there. So here I'm about to show a few things that I forgot to mention earlier. There's a little adjustment lever for the steering wheel, but I don't know how it works. The windshield wipers over on the left, you push the spray, twist, wipe, and then there's also a panel light. So if you want the panel lights dimmer, and then there's a kneel knob, and then a wheelchair knob. Down lowers it, up raises it for both. Anyways, just wanted to say that, and then I'll show you how to use the ticket system when we get to the stop. So up here, I'm coming to one of the last turns, or last choices that you get to make before the interstate ends. If you take the exit, so there's arrows guiding you. One of them guides you to this exit that I can't remember the name off it off the top of my head, but it's this one that I'm coming up on. It's this like Union Station exit, I think is what it's called. That is not. It's the same route, but not where we're starting today. Yeah, it's right there. So I'm not taking that exit, and then again, I know I'm flying, but that exit is for if you're doing 130 on that end, or actually, you take that exit to go down there to do 130 anyways, I'm pretty sure. But you might take that exit, but if you're starting at Navy Pier and doing the Navy Pier route, then you'll be going straight. Otherwise, you'll take that exit back there. Another thing to note, up here I will point out 2 arrows. They're backwards. The 2 middle arrows, when I get to the set of 4 arrows up here, the 2 middle arrows are backwards. The left one is actually meaning the right, and the right one means the left. So just stay in the lane that I'm in, and you should be good. Well, I just slid a little. So, a few things to note is up here there's a do not enter sign. This is actually a place you're supposed to enter. It's just for cars. So you enter the do not enter area. If you're on time, so if you look up and you're not scheduled early, which I know I'm already early, I don't even have to look. If you're on time and you're good and you need to pull up to the bus stop, you stay left. If you're not, you stay right. This little thing is not a stop. This is a holding area. This is not a bus stop. This is where you hold. It's for your layover, because this is the start of the route. So if you see here, which I went a little too far, so I'm going to back up. There's a sign that says very clearly right there, bus operators pull up to this point during layover. So we're going to park here, and we're either going to skip time or we're going to wait. It's whatever you want to do. But if we look up at our little system, you can see I'm like 30 minutes early. So I'm going to skip time 30 minutes, and then we'll do our bus thing. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do that, but I'm going to just time lapse to whenever I'm supposed to pull up for. Alright, here we go. So this is the actual area you're supposed to pull up, and you can see I got people waiting for me because of that 200% setting I did at the beginning. If you skip that part, there's a little setting. that you got to do if you want a lot of people to get on your bus. I don't use the Neil function bunch, but I'm going to show you this one time real quick so you know I lower it, bam, I hit my door button, unlock the rear door, opens the front door.
Hello, Sonny.
So
Hi.
most people swipe, most do. Now some will use cash or coins.
It's a fine
and
morning
I'll show you how
out
that
there.
works.
Good morning, Bears.
So this person has put in a $1 bill, and you can see there it says $1, and sometimes you can actually hit the balance check. I don't think it worked then, but it says right there $1. If I look on this graph, if you can shut up. If I look on this graph, it says I hit 4 for $1. So I hit 4, green button, easy, very
morning.
simple.
Hello.
Swipe, swipe, swipe,
Hey, how's it
swiper,
going?
swipey no swipey.
Good morning.
Swipe, and swipe. Easy. I shut the doors, I take off, and the Neil automatically raises when I go to take off. So, don't even have to worry about it. Anyways, I'll go ahead and skip to the next stop. So, something to note. Earlier when I mentioned if you turned up that slider a little too far, you'd have buses blocking you off. I don't even have it that far, but there's a bus. Something to note about this bus. You see how it says Route 66? You can drive that bus using this button if I'm not on the route. And you can do the route. There's just no map for it, no nothing. I plan on trying to do some research and trying to figure out the route or see if you can actually complete it and all that, but that's for another time. If you're interested, leave a comment. Anyways, we can look up, see that we're perfectly on time, pull up, do the same thing as before. Swing open the doors, station brake automatically came on, or leaving in drive, he swiped.
How you doing?
Now, they're paying money. I see $1 go in, I check the thing, it says $1, I hit 4, I go, bam, easy, swiped.
Good morning.
This person's put in $1, hit 4, perfect. And then they swiped, raised the door, I didn't kneel, so I don't even have to worry about it, I just take off. Easy. And then I just check the thing, I'm perfectly on time. This bus is going to block me, and a little future note here, since I already know what's about to happen. This is going to make me terribly late, this bus being in front of me. So I don't know what they're yelling at. So I'm going to drive like a little bit aggressive here in a minute, so just ignore it. I usually don't do that. I actually drive and stream this game every now and then on Twitch. So if you want to swing by, sometimes I might be in there. It's usually late at night, so good luck finding me. But I'm like the only person who streams this game. Here we'll wait for these people, and this might take a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and skip time, but there's a little graph. You saw how the advanced ticketing works. I'm just do the route, and I'm gonna skip the drive since it's very easy to follow the arrows, but I'm just show more footage of the ticket system.
Route 120.
Hello. Hello. It's a fine morning out there.
Hi.
Good morning. Hello.
Something I tried to show there, but the time lapse glossed over, and I'm not going to go back and stop it. The right turns that are along the bus route, the buses can go straight, the cars have to go right. So you can use the right turn lanes and the bike lanes, from my understanding.
how's it going?
Stations via Madison.
Hello. Good morning.
North Water City Front Plaza. Route 124,
Hello.
Navy Pier to Ogilvy and
Morning.
Union Stations via Madison.
Hello. How's it going?
Here in a second. Yep, there it is. I was about to say, they're about to request a stop because it's about that time. Also, ignore me running a red light. I'm trying to catch up with time. The stop request, that means that they're going to want that rear door unlocked, which I showed you how to do in the beginning. Which, if you have the door brake release, you'll be fine, trust me. Just door handle all the way. If you're on a controller, you're probably already good, but that means the next stop, they want off. So usually if there's no one at the stop, you can go right on by it. So, you know, there's a person here, so I'm going to have to stop anyways. But otherwise, I could have just flown by the stop and I'd been fine. So I'm not stopping time. But you see there, I unlock the rear door, and you see the door open and they basically get out. Sometimes they instant disappear, though. In which that case, that's pretty much what just happened. But sometimes you'll get to see them walk away. I'm about to go around this turn, and you're going to notice... that, you know, there's another stop there. But I think, if I'm remembering correctly, there's nobody that's going to be there. So I'm going to pull up, and yeah, I'm about to blow the stop sign up here. But I'm going to pull up and go right on by it to catch up on time. Even though nobody marked stop, they'll yell at me. I don't know why. Maybe the game's broke. Maybe some of them don't request stop. Again, I never said I'm an expert. I just said this is how I play. Anyways, you can go ahead and watch it. I'll go back to time lapsing.
Route 124, Navy
How you doing?
Pier to Ogilvy and Union Stations via Madison.
You should have the hang of the ticket system by now. There's the graph. I'm going to go ahead and speed run the whole route, and I'm going to get to the end and do my little conclusionary statement. Anyways, enjoy the time lapse.
How's it going?
So here I'm at the last stop. It'll pull up a little timetable telling me the status if I'm too early, too late, or if I was on time. After the final passengers get out, it'll restart the route until you get to Navy Pier. I think that's when you actually get layover time, but you're actually supposed to pick up these people and take them all the way back. And you just follow the arrows. It's really simple. And then if you are confused, you just look at the timesheet if you're trying to be uber-duper realistic. But you see, they got on. I'm doing the ticket thing. Bing, bong, boom. Easy. If you have any questions, again, I urge you to leave it in the comments. Also, drop a like if you liked it. If you didn't, dislike it. If you had an issue, you didn't understand something, again, please comment. I'm trying to help. If you want to see any more Omsi videos or any other kind of videos of a particular type, again, drop a comment. It's that simple. I like doing things. I'm slipping and sliding. Oh, I ruined everything. Anyways, I'll see you then. I can't think of anything else. Anyways, toodles.